The purpose of today is just to get a sense of how the year went for you, to kind of consolidate what you learned, how you felt about it, what you were proud of, to get a sense of how the class worked for you or didn't work for you, and then a little bit of some other things. But we're just going to start from the top. So any of you can go first. Which summative product are you most proud of and why? I'm scared to ask you, but
No,
what are you most proud of?
I was also very proud of my final project. I mean, you saw the process.
Yes.
I switched my topics like multiple times. I left multiple comments.
Yes.
I would ask multiple questions. It was a whole journey of multiple. But what can I say? It was a really good thing at the end. That last week, especially on the Sunday when I told you I'm sticking with this, and it was my original from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, because like Daniela said, we're usually given like a style to write, poetry, narratives, and it is a very good way to. It's a good like practice of technique, but this really opened me as a writer. I mean, I could have chosen anything, and I stuck with a narrative. I mean, I went all the way to from everything just back to a narrative, which is the first thing we did this year. I thought that was like really cool because that it must mean that unit's like stuck with me. So I was really proud of actually the rubric. I felt like I looked at this rubric and focused with the rubric connecting into my writing way more than any other unit. Because if I'm being honest, in the other units, the only time I looked at the rubric was right before we're turning it in or when we're looking at it as a class. This unit, I focused on the rubric, I focused on emulating, which is another thing I'm very proud of because I learned it throughout this year. And those skills that I developed, I'd never seen it as a writer in my previous years, so that's the main thing that I'm proud of in this final project.
Okay,
Cool.
so the summer work I'm proud of, it might be our last thing, our big final exam in a way, because I feel like from the work we did previously, it kind of reflected on the work that I did in the final thing, so I kind of took the ideas from previous work and tried to put it into this work to help me make it better. The way it came out, because normally I don't, when I write, I just write sometimes, and like I don't focus on specific things like dialogue or detail, so I really went back and tried to look at those things more often than I would normally.
Just be purposeful sort of with it? Okay.
I also liked my final exam piece the most because it like kind of brought me out of my shell. Like it's something that I normally wouldn't choose to write if I got to choose to write whatever I wanted to, and so it like kind of challenged me. And the part that I liked the most was emulating because I emulated a lot for detailed setting, and I'm not that good with that, but I feel like emulating it and like using the books that I read helped me a lot.
Okay, what aspect of English challenged you the most?
Like for me, especially since I'm not a really active writer, like I tried writing a journal once, but I only wrote one entry. So the hardest part was to keep writing in the class, but also especially outside of the class, which we did a lot more in the last unit. So I feel like I've developed more of my own skill like journey in using a journal rather than just like writing for the sake of completing a task or something.
Okay, how did the structure of the class help or hinder your learning this year?
Reading, that changed me. I mean, we've had like reading time before, but this was a consistent reading time. And at the beginning of the year, I definitely struggled with it. But I honestly like not meaning any offense, but I didn't understand the point of it. And I was often very confused by it. And then at the end of the year, I still didn't see it until like this last project where I could read more focused. And I was reading more in those 20 minutes. It really improved me, especially that you did it every class.
I actually really liked the writing part of it. Like towards the end when we started it, I like Lizzie, I always wanted to like write a journal, but I never got to it because I God or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the end I have more motivation to write because there's just like so many things happening in my life right now. And it's really nice to like get it down on paper. And even if there wasn't, I just like little journals of like the day, like what happened.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to look back on my memories, especially like my high school freshman year. And I think that was so great. And like they said, it really gets you into a habit of writing.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to like write a journal.
Yeah.
I think this gave me like the motivation and really pushed me to do that.
Cool.
Also with the reading, I love like the reading and writing at the beginning of class. Like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that done before.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
And the fact that you made it, like, if we had a summative due and we were short on time, you cut the summative time and like keep the reading time. And I was like, what are you doing?
I think that's amazing.
But like,
persistent.
you stuck with it, and like it really did help.
It's important to me.
Genuinely helped a lot.
I like the schedule that you wrote up in the board.
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But adding on to that, I also like the freedom that you gave us.
Yeah.
So, for example, when you're emulating, you allowed us to pick whatever book we could emulate from. So that allowed creative freedom, and it made me like English class a lot more.
What about, because we had the agenda on the board, right? And there's the read, the write, the study, create, share. How did that work?
It was super organized. I felt like I kind of knew what stuff to get ready, like, in terms of like the materials I needed.
Yeah.
But also like the fact that we did reading and writing for the first part.
Yeah.
Is like a constant thing. Yet the remainder of the class, I felt like having that agenda kind of like used your time wisely. Me too. I also really enjoyed like the structuring on the board. It made me feel like I was going into like a good environment every day because I knew you had everything like under control. It's true. Like you have an organized class and you know what you want to do. You know what you have to get done.
Yeah.
Just
You should read this book.
One thing I will ask, I gave you guys a lot of time after reading and writing. You had a lot of time to talk with each other. So I would teach like a little mini lesson, like let's look at word choice today, or let's look at like ethos and pathos, or a little skill that you could then implement into whatever summative we were working on. But I didn't give a lot of time for individual work in a class, like quiet time. It was a lot of like exploring and sharing and like working through stuff, which meant that you had to do a little bit of work on your own.
That was very good. Like, that was a good decision.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Also, it helped us on like our own like part of our responsibilities in the class, because the part that having a class lesson, it does help us become better writers.
Yeah.
But then, even though we may not have as much time in class to do the writing part, I think it's all about our own personal responsibilities that builds up our skill for like any other class or just like general skills.
It was a little hard to get used to because I'm used to working by myself.
Yeah.
And researching by myself. But by the start of second semester, I got the hang of it, and
I think that was really good as well, especially if we had to do like our research together.
Yeah.
I don't think we did do that, but if we did, we could get like point of views of different people that can also help us when we're doing our writing.
Yeah.
So like if we're writing poetry and I made Minjay read it, then she can give a point of view on a certain like maybe word I could change to
Right.
enhance it. So I felt like it would be better than just working by myself and thinking the way I think.
Right.
So I think that like really helped. I think it changed more as
Ooh.
a little bit of both actually.
Okay.
Because I read a lot more now because
Yeah.
I know, because we explore more on the different genres, not just
Yeah.
focusing on one because of the goals.
Yeah.
So I felt like I expanded my reading, so I looked into different genres and I started liking more than just like two.
Yeah.
And then writing as well, looking at what I've done before is like, oh, okay, maybe I should try and do something different,
Yeah.
like not just stick to the same things and add more.
So your thinking has changed sort of in how you look at it.
Yes.
What?
I think I changed a lot as a reader, and it's allowed me to like change as a writer because this year's like the book genres like accounting that we did, it made me explore a lot of different kinds of books.
Yeah.
And it like made me love a lot more kinds of books.
Nice.
And also all the stuff that we did, like analyzing the way people write and like emulation and like themes and literary devices, it's made me like appreciate reading a lot more and like the way authors intentionally do things.
Cool.
So when I write, I think of
Being
how
more
I can,
intentional.
how I can like put things in to make my writing seem so. Both.
change as a reader because, again, due to the goals, I have a lot more variety of books to find and to read. And even though I didn't like all the books, all the genres, I kind of appreciated everyone, and I knew each one was useful, even if I didn't like it. And because of that, I feel like I developed as a writer as well. And that I was able to write in a multitude of genres because of the amount of books that I read.
The one lesson I would love for you to take with you into grade 10 is the consistency of getting formative feedback from day one. That you go and you spend, especially on a day when we have English, what mini lesson did we do today? What skill did I learn or work on? I'm going to work on it a bit of my own, and then I'm going to get feedback to see if this is correct, if it works, if not, how can I do it better, and not waiting until the end to do like a big formative check. I think that will help you feel more successful. I think that you will develop more habits. Like if you've developed a reading and writing habit this year, develop this like self-directed learning and thinking habit next year.